Hi everyone, this is Alma coming to you from Long Beach, California. Today is Friday, February 18th of the year 2022, and I can't remember what FlossTube video this is. I honestly just, my boyfriend told me that he had a dentist appointment that I didn't know about, so I just jumped at the chance to record without being interrupted, so I didn't even check. But welcome regardless. Welcome back to all my current viewers and subscribers, and thank you as always for your continuing support, for coming back time after time to check in on me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, so thank you. And special welcome to anybody that's visiting for the first time. Thank you very much for being here. I hope that you like what you see, you find a reason to stay, subscribe, and continue to follow me on my stitching journey. I hope that everybody's doing well. As always, I hope everybody's staying safe and sound. Everything's good here. We are extremely busy, but we're powering through. I just started my spring semester at the school that I go to, and we're back to in-person classes. So that's taking some time to get used to. You know, I can't just hop on Zoom 2 minutes before class starts now. I have to actually go, physically go to the building, and, you know, make it in time before class starts. So so between that and the actual classes themselves, like the schoolwork, I've been very busy. Well, I was going to talk about this at the end of the video, but I'll just go ahead and do it now since we're already in live updates. As you see from the title of the video, there's going to be a brief intermission. I'm gonna stop the FlossTube updates for maybe 4 or 6 weeks. And I think I mentioned this on my last video. My boyfriend and I are moving at the end of March. So it's time to pack. You know, we have to get ready. We have to get everything ready. You know, you can see the hot mess I have back there. There's a bag for clothes that neither of us want. It's a mess. My apartment's a mess right now. So between, you know, being away from school, away at school, and working, and coming home to do homework and schoolwork, and then now packing thrown into the mix, it's a lot, and it's cut very deep into my stitching time. So I have stitched some, but not as much as I wanted to. So I just thought, you know, something's gotta give. So I thought the best thing to do was to pause the videos so I could dedicate 100% of my time to just school and packing. So yeah, so I have set aside some projects to work on in that time, so that I can still work on my goals, for most of my goals. But yeah, a vast majority of my materials, including my master set of floss and just anything else, like any extra floss that I have, everything's gonna get packed away. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be back maybe the 1st or 2nd week of April. I have spring break that 1st week of April, but that's probably going to be dedicated to unpacking and getting settled in the new apartment. So we'll have to see. I'll try to keep you guys appraised on the community tab on the channel, and just I'll try to keep up on the comments as well. So yeah, so if you'll hear me mention some of the plans as I go along. So having said that, I do have some cross stitching to show you, so without further ado, let's get to the stitching. And the first one that I want to show you is my focus piece for the daily 30 challenge, where we have to stitch on a whip for at least 30 minutes 5 days a week. This is Change of Seasons 2 from Mystic Stitch Incorporated, and I'm trying to finish this before Leap Day 2028. As it is, I'm getting an average of 100 stitches done per day. And sorry, again, just hot mess express. But this is where we're at. I'm at 10.6%, I think. Let me go ahead and pull that up. And I'm just focusing on the sky. I thought that was going to be nice and easy. This is going to be one of the ones that I keep with me during this time. So I'm just gonna focus on the nice solid stitching up here. I kind of got tired of doing the confetti, so now I'm just gonna keep doing the sky, which only uses like 3, maybe 4 colors. This is at 20,232 stitches right now, which is 10.67%. So I was there. So yeah, so I guess by the time I come back to you all, I'll be starting on the spring section, because I'm trying to work this as we're going through each season. So I'll be done with winter for momentarily, and I'll have started on the spring section. So that's something to look forward to, I guess. I think I will use this eventually for something other than the daily 30, because it's a very big piece, and I feel like it's not getting as much progress as I would want it to get. So we'll have to see. One of the pieces that is a focus piece for the daily 30 is my Fane Fairy. I call her my Fane Fairy. It's called Mini Midnight Stroll by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork by Julie Fane. So, Fane Fairy. And I'm stitching this for my goddaughter. And originally, I said I wasn't going to finish her this year, but I think that's gonna change. I think I might actually pull this off. As it is, I added 2,000 stitches since the last time I showed her to you, for a grand total of 4,000 stitches done in February so far. I say so far because, again, considering that I'm only gonna have a handful of projects to choose from to stitch on, she's probably gonna get a little bit more work done this month. She is at 45,380 stitches, which is 58.92%, so almost 59%. And the 2,000 stitches that I added were all done on this lower half. I originally wanted to finish this lower half of the project before moving on to the top section and finishing that top area, but as it is, I'll just pick like the 5 or 6 most used colors, keep that with me so I can store everything else away, and those are the colors that I'm gonna work on. So, you know, so it's just gonna, I mean, it's still progress, it's just gonna be different from what I intended to work on originally. So yeah, so take a good look, because you're not gonna see her for a while. It's okay, it's life. So let me just try to keep everything together, because it is, I mean, I'm not gonna show you what this desk looks like right now. You can't see, but it's a mess. And again, that's part of the reason why I wanted to go ahead and just pack up my cross-stitching things this weekend, is because everything's just, it's a lot all over the place. And the next one that I'm going to show you is another, so the second out of the 3 focus pieces for daily 30. This is the Eternal Promise from Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Matt Stewart. And I'm stitching this one for my sister. My sister loves Lord of the Rings. She loves Aragorn specifically. I'm Aragorn and R1. So I'll be stitching this for her. And for that one, it's over here. I haven't stitched on this one too much since I last showed it to you, because I was focusing on other projects first. This month I just decided to do like a bit of a rotation, so I stitched on Sea Glass, which I showed you last time. I stitched on that until I was done with however many stitches I wanted to do on that. Same thing with the fairy. I stitched on her just powering through those 4,000 stitches until I said, okay, this is a good stopping point. And so this one hasn't gotten too much work done. I did do 400 stitches yesterday. For this one, it's I'm gonna work on the forest. So I've got picked out the 37.99, which is the really dark gray, and there's like 2 other shades of dark gray. 844, and I think it's a dark brown. It's like, is it 3033? No, 3031 is the dark brown. So that's gonna keep me busy. That's just used all over the place in this section. So that's how she's gonna get work done. Because she is one of my fighters, my team. So I am making sure that I keep my my daily 30 focus pieces. Oh, and this is at 17,174 stitches, which is 3.88%. And I'm mentioning this for my sake as well as yours, because by the time I come back to filming, I'm gonna have to know. I'm gonna have to know, like, where was I the last time I showed it to you? Such is life, right? Let's see. The next piece I'm gonna show you is the third piece that I'm focusing on for daily 30. This one is by Mandarin's Designs, and it's her Darth Vader piece. This one I started in November of 2020. Yeah, 2020. Because I didn't start anything last year. For whatever reason, my brain just wants to skip that year. Like, I was gonna say 2021. I finished him. So I put in 2,500 stitches this month to give me a finish. I was pretty close. Last time you saw him, it was pretty close to a finish. So after I was done with the 4,000 stitches for Midnight Stroll, I decided to just power through and finish him up. And it's been great. I don't know if the lighting is doing it any favors really, but he was really easy to work on. This is by the same designer as the Bilbo's home piece that I finished last year. And I mean, you can tell, you know, you can still tell it's by the same designer, but this was way easier to work on. There's no half stitches, everything is just full cross stitches. And even the back stitching, I mean, the only back stitching I had to do was right here, like on the outline of the helmet. And then there's a little bit of detail here for his mask. And then, I don't know what that is. I think it's like some sort of collar, but there's like some teeny tiny, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it, but there's like some teeny tiny details over here. And that's it. That's the only back stitching that this has. So it was very easy to work on, very fun, love the colors. And yeah, finishing it was like super easy. Once I finished all the cross stitches, it took me like an hour or so to add the details, and then that's it, finished up. So this is gonna be for my cousin, because her entire family loves Star Wars. Her hubby is a huge Star Wars fan, and they had a son that was born on May 4th. So the entire family is just a huge fan. So this one's gonna go for them. So yeah, first finish of 2022. And hopefully, you know, by the next video I'll have at least one more finish, because so as I mentioned, this is the third of the focus pieces that I have for daily 30. Since he's finished, I'll be replacing him with the dimensions kit that I showed you last time. So the stacked teacups. And I don't even remember when I started this, to be honest. It's been a while, and it's been too long. It's just one of those things where, because it's not on Pattern Keeper, and most of my challenges involve counting stitches. I don't feel like it. So then I just don't feel like stitching on this one. But the one time that I did stitch on it, I added 1,000 stitches last time. It just made a huge difference. So I just realized, I'm like, man, if I dedicated maybe 5 or 6 days more to this one, I could probably get it done. So this one's going to be the next focus piece, and again, hopefully it'll give me a finish. So again, next time you see it, hopefully it'll be all done. And this one's, you know, a part of the reason why I also thought this would be a good one to keep is because I just have all the, it's a kit, so I have all the floss necessary to finish it, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And then considering that one is small enough that I could probably finish it in March, the next one that I'm gonna be using for that focus challenge is Moon Charmer. This is another one of my Heaven and Earth Designs charts. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. And this one I did work on it a little bit. Sorry. It's disappearing off the screen for a bit. This one fell. But I have worked on this a bit. I think I added 1,000 stitches. This was my Whip Go call. That's right. This was my Whip Go piece for February. I didn't get around, and I don't think I will get around to doing the second Whip Go call, but that's okay. This is where she's at right now. And so the goal for this one is to focus on the top section. I'm trying to give you the stats. But when I worked on it, I started working on this area right here. So I kept going on the purples and the blues. So I have the colors set aside so I can finish this entire section, and then it just goes back to, like, once I keep going towards the edge of the pattern, I go back to this blue, the 3839. So hopefully that'll keep me busy enough. I will set aside as well the colors that I need for this section, which is really just black and the 500, the really deep pine green. So just so you know, in the case that I do end up finishing the colors up here, I have another option to get back to, because this is, especially with the black is used all over the place. So I will definitely have things to stitch on if I stick to the black. But yeah, this is at 48,151 stitches, which is 19.53%. So, and I do love this very much. It's one of my all-time favorite pieces, which is why I want to make it a focus piece for Daily 30, so that she can get more love, because she deserves it. This reminds me a lot of just all the video games and all the animes that I watch with my boyfriend, so it also has some sentimental value there. And he actually does like this piece as well. Not that he doesn't like all my pieces, but like he was genuinely like interested in this one when I started it. So yeah, so she's going to be another one. I think all in all, I have 6 or 7 whips set aside. So I'm giving myself some options. What I decided to do was I grabbed a tote bag, and then however many whips I could fit in there with their project bags, that's how many I would keep out. But I also didn't want too many, because that's the entire point, is to make sure that I packed away most of the things. So I think I stuck with 7. And yes, so I've shown you that one, showed you that one. I think the last one that I have to show you all is my travel project. So now that I have to actually go to campus and chill there before classes start and what have you, I do have a project that I take with me, and I decided that that's going to be my chopper piece by Red Marks. Actually, I don't think that's I don't think that's the Etsy shop name. As always, everything will be linked down below. But I thought he'd be easy to work on because it's just block stitching. I just have to do the outlines and then just go crazy. So, because yeah, it's not that many colors. Everything's gonna be nice and easy. I'm not looking forward to stitching that hat. That's gonna be a pain, but it's gonna be fast stitching. It's gonna be easy. I don't have to bring my tablet because Darth Vader used to be my travel project. I brought this to school a couple times because since I was working on him color by color, it was easy. I just needed to bring one bobbin with me, one or two, but I needed pattern keepers, so I had to bring the tablet with me. So with chopper, I don't need to look at the pattern. It's just fill in the blanks or fill in the color in the spaces. I showed you the project image, but I didn't show you the actual project. It's great. Good job, Alma. Okay, this is where he's at, and I think he's gonna go fast because I think I stopped here somewhere, so everything like this little chunk was done. Maybe like one or two of the bigger rows. Point being, everything like above my finger was done in an hour. So this is definitely gonna be quick stitching. So yeah, and for him I also set aside like because he doesn't use that many colors, so I did set aside all of the colors necessary for him. Oh, and these are both this was also a project by Vic from Stitching Button. So they both were. I keep forgetting to mention that, but it's amazing. So this is where I keep my moon charmer because it's constellations and celestial bodies. So I thought it was apt. Yeah. So that is all I have to show you this time around. So far, I have stitched 12,431 stitches in the month of February. Nowhere near the 20-some thousand that I stitched in January, but it's still definitely good progress, and all things considered, I'm very happy with that. I'll see how much I can get done in the next 6 weeks or so, maybe 2 months actually, considering. But yeah, I hope that you're all well. Thank you very much for your continuing support. I will miss giving these FlossTube updates. They become just part of the routine. But yeah, until next time, as always, I hope you have a productive week, relaxing weekend, just relaxing, productive next month and a half until I see you. As always, you're welcome to ask any questions you see about the things you saw in this video. I do try to post the links down below, and because the description box does have a character limit, that's why I do make a point of showing you, this is the title of the piece, this is the artist, this is the designer, so that even though I can't link every project individually, you have the information to find the chart yourself if you're interested. But yeah, thank you very much for your support, and until next time, ciao.